Hey guys, Pastor Alex here, and I get to serve as the worship pastor at United Church Atlanta. And for our keyboard rig, basically we have a consistent process where the keys are going to sound the same for our keyboard rig. And the way we do that is we do all of our sounds coming from one laptop, and we also are running tracks from that same laptop. So if you know anything about this, you know that what's important is having the right interface. And so we just got what I believe to be the best interface for this solution. And I'm going to show you how to set it up, how to make it work, how to route it in this video. So stay tuned. Let's get to it. Okay, so I just got to the church and it looks like everything is unplugged. And so I'm going to show you how to plug everything in, set up the complete keys setup so that we can get ready for worship. First thing is laptop. Laptop secured, lays right there. Second, we're gonna plug in the power for the laptop so it can charge. All right, third, we're gonna plug in the keyboard right here to the laptop. And so the laptop, the inputs needs to look like this. So this part goes into the laptop, obviously. And then this part goes into the back of the keyboard. I'm gonna show you where this goes. It's a little port right here. Awesome. And that says USB to host. All right. And so we're gonna plug this part into the keyboard. All right, next we're gonna plug in this interface bridge to this laptop. And so your connection ports need to look like this. That's USB-B, so y'all can see, and then USB-C. All right, so USB-C goes here. And then the USB-B goes to the back of the interface. Goes into, it says USB. All right. Now that that's plugged in, now we have to plug in this fader to the laptop. All right. And so we're going to follow this line, and this needs to have a USB-C. So that's why we have this dock right here. All right, so everything is plugged in. This fader's connected to the laptop. Power is connected to the laptop. Then we have the keyboard connected to the laptop right here, and then the interface bridge connected to the laptop. All right, now this is what we do. We have to make sure that this interface bridge is connected to sound. And so we're gonna plug this into the master. All right, after we plug in the master, that's gonna connect to right here, the bottom interface. And we're gonna connect that to where it says slave. All right, now we need to connect this to power. And so this is the power line, and that leads down to right here. Also, the power for the keyboard is connected right here as well. So this is the interface, this is the keyboard, and this is the laptop. All needs power. All right, now we're in front of the interface, and this is where you plug in and play. And so these two, it says keys. Keys right, keys R. That's gonna go into the first two. So let's plug that in. All right, now that that's plugged in, we're gonna plug in the key base, all right? Let's plug in that to out 3, okay? And so as you can see, it says 1, 2, 3, and so we're gonna plug it in right here. All right, make sure when you're plugging these XLR cables in, it has that click. And so make sure it clicks so it's secure. All right, now we're gonna plug in tracks R and track L and the click, and we're gonna start on output 5, okay? 5, 6, and 7, all right? And let's remember those numbers. Plug in track R to 5, track L to 6, and click to 7. All right, let's do that. All right, now all of your hardware is connected, yay. It should look like this when you're done. Everything is labeled, and now we turn on the laptop. now that MainStage is open, let's go ahead and maximize it. And this is already saved, but just in case it's not on here, you're going to make sure that this is selected, ALX MSC 26. All right, as long as that's selected, you're good. Now we're going to go to routing. And so for routing, you're going to go up here, press MainStage, press settings, press audio. You're going to make sure that the input is the DN4816U. That is the interface bridge that we just connected. Make sure both of them are connected to that. All right, after that, we're gonna go all the way to the end to our routing. And so how it's already set up, you're gonna make sure your keys are in output 1 and 2. And then make sure your roads are in output 1 and 2. This is how it looks to make sure of that. You press it, go to output, and you can choose where you want to send it. So press 1 and 2. You're going to make sure your organ is on 1 and 2 as well. All right, next we're going to go to our bass bus. And so that is our bass sounds. You're going to make sure that that is on output 3. And as you can see, it's only one number, not 1 and 2, not 3 and 4, but just 3. So this is how you do it. You're going to go press it, press output, go to mono, and you can choose which mono output to put it in. So put it in output 3, and that will translate directly to it. And so now you're going to go to your pads bus. Your pads bus need to go out of 5 and 6. All right. And now you're going to go to your strings bus, and that's going to come out of 5 and 6 as well. All right. And now your whole keys rig is set up. And you're going to do a quick check. Make sure that when you play keys, it's coming through. Oh, first, what we're going to do is go to layout. You're going to select the keyboard and make sure that this says portable grand. All right. And then you're going to select just one of these faders and make sure that this MIDI port says slider knob nano control 2. All right, go back to edit. All right. Now let's make sure that it is coming through the soundboard. So now when I press play, you can hear that it's coming through. Now I'm gonna, just for good measure, I'm gonna check all of my sounds. And so this is the keys. I'm gonna make sure that my delay is going through. You can kind of hear it. You hear the delay. I'm gonna take the delay off. Make sure my reverb is good. Good. Take the reverb off. And now I'm gonna go to the high key. Make sure that's good. That's good. This is without it. Cool. All right, now let's go to Rhodes. My Rhodes is good. This is my panning, my auto pan. So I'm gonna make sure that that's good. I'm gonna adjust it to make it a little faster. All right, now I'm going to take off the Rhodes. Now let's check the organ. Awesome. Organ sounds great. Make sure that rotor is playing. Good. All right, now we're going to do the hot pad. All right. Cool. Hot pad is going through. And it is hot. All right, let's check the lead. Cool. Lead is good. Let's check the strings. strings are good. Let's check the octave for those strings. Awesome. Octave and strings are good. Let's check the hot pad again, and let's check that filter on it. All right. Filter for the hot pad is good. All right, let's go back to the Rhodes. Turn off the auto pan. I want to check the reverb for that. All right, reverb is good. Now let's go to the pad. Pad is good. Now with this pad, these strings and pads, they are linked to this octave button. So when the octave is on, it's not affecting the pad, but when it's off, it is affecting the pad. You see how that's a higher octave? And then vice versa on this one. When the octave is off, on the strings, it's not affecting it. But when the octave is on, it's on. So this is on, this is off. So together, you can use them together, but they're not going to cloud each other. They're going to complement each other because they're in different octaves. Cool. All right. Now with these are your drone volumes. You're gonna make sure that those are good. That's the volume for it. Cool. And just for good measure, I like to check all of them. So that's C, C sharp, D, D sharp, on and so forth. So just check those. And this is your low pass filter for it. So let's play. This is very bright. This is going to be very low. I like to keep it in the middle. Same with this one. I just keep it in the middle. And then this is my master fader. So make sure that both of these are always up. Now, let's make sure the panic is working. The panic is basically saying, hey, I don't want anything to play right now. You press that and it'll fade out. And also with your, all right, let's check the pluck. This is one of the new features. That's what that sounds like, very poppy. Awesome, so you can turn that on and turn that off. Nothing's playing when that's off. All right, awesome. Cool, so that's working. And then lastly, I'm gonna make sure the glide is working. So only thing that is affected by the glide is this Rhodes. This is with it off. And this is with it on. And then the hot pad. This is with it off. And you could do them both at the same time. Cool, awesome. So everything is working. Now let's make sure the tempo is adjusted well. Let's turn up the keys. And you can adjust the tempo right here. And the tempo is going to affect the delay. You can barely hear it right now, but that's what that does. All right, now let's go to the bass. You're going to turn on the bass right here. Let's make sure, let's make sure it's going through the house. All right. All right, bass is working. Let's turn that off. Let's try this bass. Awesome, cool. So both of my basses are working and it's already routed. So now all we got to do is play and we're good. Now let's go to Prime Multitrack app. We're gonna open that up. We're gonna maximize that. And so I have this set already loaded up, but this is how you load up the set. You go to this pencil marker right here and your set will be right here. So I chose Resurrection Sunday, press load set list, and now it's already set up. And now, before we play anything, we have to make sure the routing is good. So we're gonna go to this pencil over here. We're gonna go to edit audio outs. All right, now we have to edit the audio outs. And so, as you can see, it's all everywhere. Now we have the click coming out of 7. So we're gonna make sure that this says mono and make sure that this says 7. And then the same for the cues. Make sure that this says mono, 7. Same for the custom cues, mono, and then 7. All right, now for your tracks. If you have 2 acoustics, it can both be mono. And if you only have one audio source, it can be stereo. All right, and so my acoustic left, I want it to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so this one's going to go to 5, and this one's going to go to 6. And then this one, just like in our keys, we want to put that to 3. So that's going to say mono and then channel 3. Okay. This is going to say mono as well and put that into 5. This is your electric. And you have 2 of them, so we're gonna put them to separate outputs, I'm sorry. And then this is your keys. That's gonna go to 5 and 6. Same with percussion, 5 and 6. And then same with your pads from this, 5 and 6. All right, and so all of your inputs, your outputs for this song is good. So you're gonna press done. And then after that, you're gonna turn on this pad, make sure it works. Actually, let's just press play. All right, let's see. If it's not working, this is what we have to do. So go to the gear, press audio, and press the DN4816U. So that has to be selected so that everything else can actually play through. Let's try it now. All right, we hear the bass. Let's see. Let's see why we don't hear the tracks. Let's just make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna check that again. All right. So also unmute these. So that's why I wasn't playing. Sorry about that. So let's turn off the pad. And usually when you go to the song, the pad automatically turns on. All right, so make sure none of these are muted or whatever. If it is, nothing is gonna come through. If that's solo, only the bass is gonna play. And if this is muted, it's not gonna play. So that's self-explanatory. This is a good check. So let's go back to the beginning of the song. Let's go ahead and turn this pad off just for the heck of it. We know it works. Let's get into this track. Press play. You hear the percussion is coming through. Awesome, awesome. And now let's listen to it. All right. We're gonna solo this. Just make sure that Each one is working. Good. I'm gonna solo the bass. Make sure it's coming through. Good. Let's show the electrics. Cool, they're working. Keys is working as well. And as you can see, the percussion is working as well. All right. Now we have to make sure that the click is going through. The only way I can show you this now is to go through our in-ear monitor system because it's already routed there. So as we can see, when you press play, you have volume coming through here. And so as long as it's routed right, this indicates that it is going through. So we're just gonna go with that one. So now you have your tracks already set up and you have your keyboard rig set up as well. And you can do that, you need to do that for each song. And so for Unfailing Love, we didn't have tracks, but we still had the click. So you wanna go to that pencil marker, go to outs, and you want the click is coming through 7. So make sure that's going through 7. And now we are good. So that's how you set up your keyboard rig, your tracks rig. Make sure your volume is all the way up and everything. All right, hopefully that made sense. Let me know if y'all have any questions in the comments and everything. I would love to answer any questions. I believe that this is the perfect interface if you are a keyboardist running your sounds from your laptop and not your keyboard, and if you are also running tracks at the same time. So Pastor Alex here. I love to help with this technology and everything. This is fun. This is worship. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you at the next video.